Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. Today I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. So I've been bullet journaling for quite a few months now and I have been wanting to do some bullet journal related content for a while. So I found this app called Zinnia that's a digital bujo. So I thought that I might as well try it out. So the first thing I was doing was to make a mood board, which you just saw at the start, as I was just planning out what I was going to do for this digital bujo. So to begin with, I had already had a little look-see at all of the different things that you can do in this bullet journal for free, which I think is pretty amazing. The sort of theme I went for is, in the end, though, is this sort of sunset landscape idea, because I really liked the design of one of the pages that it came with. Anyway, so now we're onto the cover page and the little mini calendar thing. I chose this quote that said, "Take me to where summer never ends." I chose this quote because August is basically the end of summer and I don't actually know who said this quote. So if you know, please write in the comments and I'll be sure to add it into the description. So I added this cute little calendar, but I coloured in the top so I could do a fancy title for August. Then I went on to the next page, which is where I did a larger calendar and I added some goals, or I was going to, and I did, and I added some goals. For this page, I made sure to put the backgrounds in, but to have them slightly lighter. As you can see, I was just referring back to my mood board, and then it kind of crashed, which wasn't great. But luckily, it saves automatically, so I still had everything that I needed. And I just added the title, and I put it all into white, because it matches the theme much more. So that's what I did, and I just added the title. I didn't actually turn the calendar into white, but I should probably go back and do that now. Anyway, so I love this little curvy calendar thing that I found, as I was really going for sort of chill and soft sort of feel for these months' spreads. And then it was on to my trackers. So I started out with the mood tracker and I gave it the same sort of background as I had basically given to all of the other spreads. So for the mood track, I decided I was looking for a proper mood tracker, but I couldn't find anything that actually matched my design. So I did that little sidebar. Then I added the title in the same sort of writing I've kind of been going for. So for the mood track, I actually decided to add some hearts to track my mood, as in the back of lots of the pages there was all these little adorable little hearts, so I decided to go with that. And I painstakingly had to lay them all out and change the colour of every single one from black to white as it matched my theme more. And I believe that there's about 31 of them, as I only counted about 31, but you know, I may have counted wrong, so yeah. But it actually took me ages to do this. Like, I really got into it though, it was quite fun. I kept having to stop because I actually kept losing track of which one was which probably wasn't the best. I hope they look kind of natural and organic instead of more formal, because I wanted them to all be at different sorts of angles and just looking very natural and stuff. So then at the bottom of the page I added lots of little smiley faces to try and as a key to show what each colour of the mood meant. So I made sure to try and only use the colours that I felt I could match with the rest of the month. And I think that they fit in pretty well. So what I actually did was I found the smiley faces, I put them in, I changed the colour to white, and I coloured over the top of them, and then I had to put them back in, as I didn't realise that you couldn't bring the pictures up over the drawing. So that's what I had to do. It was a little bit annoying, but so the moods I've got is kind of really happy, quite happy, pretty average, kind of sad, really sad, and of course super mad. So that's what I went with. And then for the habit tracker, I just tried to find a simple habit tracker, which I did do quite a lot of looking, but for some of them you couldn't actually change the colour of them, which I found quite annoying. But in the end I found a nice simple one, and I had to colour over the top of the word because it wasn't matching anything and it just looked a bit odd. So I had a bit of a hard time trying to keep that curve all nice and perfect as it had been, but in the end it was all fine. So then after that it was on to my brain dump and the recipe of the month page. I actually lost them and I had to reorganise them to find them, but in the end I got them. So the recipe of the month is something that I sometimes do. I don't always do it every month, but during quarantine I've been doing more and more baking, so I thought it would be quite a fun idea if I tracked when I had been baking and what my favourite bake of the month had been, which is where I created this recipe of the month idea to keep track of my favourite bakes. So there's not much I can really say about the brain dump. It's pretty average. I just found it quite hard to find a good title colour. So yeah. In my recipe of the month, I usually write down the recipe and maybe a little bit about it. So I did in the end get rid of that memories thing because it just wasn't working and it looked odd. So what I drew was actually a loaf of banana bread, or just normal bread, but yeah. So then I just wrote in, or scribbled, and yeah. And then I was finally on to my very last spread, the weekly spread. I added a little sidebar that held my gratitude log for the week and a small space for a weekly to-do list, so I might as well start to talk a little bit about what I actually thought of the app Zinnia. Just to clarify, this video is not in any way sponsored, I just really like this app. So, sorry for all the barking dogs. They usually do this all the time. So, sorry about that. So I thought that Zinnia was a really good app, especially as it was completely free. You could of course spend money to get full access. Oh, I'm just gonna wait for these dogs. But what I really liked was that you didn't actually have to. So the only limiting thing I found about the free version was that you could only use a very limited amount of bullet journals, and you could also do other journals, which I found really cool, of journals and pages. But you could always either buy the full version or delete pages once you've finished with them and don't need them. I also like the fact that you can tell that so much thought and effort has been put into this app, as it's just so beautiful and really easy to use, which I really like. See, I love all the prints, and I think it's just gorgeous. So, yeah. I don't think I'll ever really move to a completely digital bullet journal permanently, as I just like to have my physical bullet journal in my hands and flip through all the pages and look at all the memories. But I really like it and think it's a really good idea. So, for the rest of this video, it's just me kind of filling in everything, how I think I would fill it in, so that's basically the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching, and please check out some of my other videos, but bye for now!